What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the rare unsponsored shoutout. Shocker, I know, I'm usually selling out as hard as I can, but the number one question asked on the channel periodically is, where do I get card sorters? Where do I get 5Ks? Where do I get these kind of storage solutions? And BCW is a longtime player in the game, and I pondered on over and I noticed that their prices are really back down despite up traffic to where some of the things are on back orders. So these card sorters definitely changed my life when I was a vendor man. I like to double stack them to get a lot more firmness and so that they break less often, because they will break when you try to move them with a ton of cards on them. They're meant to sort the cards, not carry the cards, so I like to double stack. And if you're buying 10, they're down to 9.74. That's on purpose though, because they do free shipping at $100. So they're trying to get you to buy something else on the site too. Get as many as you need for yourself if you have vendor bro friends in the area, maybe to get together and get that free shipping, that kind of thing. Again, they have a code up top that's also a 5% discount on the site. I'm not sponsored, but hey, BCW, you can call me. I will work with you. I love your work. I ordered a bunch of the 29x43 top loader holders for my giant cards. They look really, really freaking good. I'll show those in a bit. And if you're dealing in giant cards, you know, get a top loader that covers the top. This is an excellent solution. I have not used them on a foil one yet, though. A little bit wary since I don't have a giant sleeve to go along with it, but I'm using them on my non-foil ones. And then finally, top loaders, like I said, they have them on back order, and if you notice down here, by 25, they're at $637 each. So these 5Ks, they're great for storing cards. They're what's stacked up behind me, although I mooched off Troll and Total a lot back in the day and got a ton of free ones, you know. I'm just gonna go over there. No, I already had the 5Ks, and I would get fresh ones whenever I would deal with them, basically replacing the ones I gave them. But seriously, they are so essential for card storage solutions when you are leveling up and you're piling up a lot more things. Now, the final cool thing of the day, one of my friends on Facebook, Matt Gideon, who is also kind of becoming a content creator, doing his own thing, he posted that he found this on Amazon and rolled up all these mats. So it's just like this vinyl storage roll holder you can go look up on Amazon, and it seems really awesome. And I promised I'd show some of these giant top loaders. They cover the top well and clean and probably would have prevented that ding that happened, but I'm super happy with my giant cards. Nothing impacting the art, that sort of thing, and still relatively happy with what they are. But if you're too cheap to buy a frame, maybe, you know, buy 10 of these top loaders for much cheaper, like $130, and then you can deal with 10 giant cards. Into the cards, John! XC's Encore has actually performed over time very well for itself. We covered the initial buyout when it like spiked to 22, we laughed. It's been in the format, but here it goes, running it up once again over time, and you can just clearly see that graph keeps going diagonally up over there, and they're selling for $20 at times. Lowest is 19, quickly towards 20. Be aware this is a tech within the metagame. Multiple XC's decks is also why people consider the option, not just, I always say Melfi in my mind when it's purely, they're both just so cute. But mainly for purely and being able to deal with it would be the big reason. Santa Claus fell out of favor for that. You can see they're pretty cheap right now. If Sprite actually took back off to a degree, we could see Turtle Lock, we could see this back. So be aware these are down now and maybe a good option, but also with the season, maybe on Konami's reprint radar in some OTS pack or something. And Gamma Seal's back on the rise as a way to deal with things. You can see here at that 3-month mark, it hit its low and it started curving on back up a couple bucks. And this month has been doing nothing but stonking on that secret rare. And even the Dude version's very expensive. That set that keeps on giving. Man, I love Dude. But yeah, every single version, including the rares, seem to be going back up on Gamma Seal as it is the option of choice. You can deal damage through it. Pink Turtle Lock's not really so much around, and people are staring at this to be the option. I did also see a meme where they had like the X Purely or whatever on the field, and then they had a Mask of Restrict behind it for scary Master Duel moments. That would be something crazy to see in real life. Bestial Dispater, the Peter Griffin memes, I never get over them. This is spiking really, really hard, good for multiple decks, just an amazing synchro in general. Dragon Link, of course, the main watch for it, but you also, of course, have its namesake deck, Despia, that kind of stuff. It is towards $23, $24 and quickly climbing. This is just a crazy card, and it's really good in showing it. I called it underestimated even towards $12, $14, and it just keeps stonking. Out of the 10s, the only thing that keeps going up is Stardust Dragon. It is kind of shocking that it is headed towards $15, but remember, it's 1 out of every 16 10s, not even 1 per case, since there's 16 different ones. No short prints apparent within the quarter century rares, and Cyber Dragon has stayed up. I actually pointed out on Cardboard Concierge they had a ton for 5 in the Discord, and somebody bought up those 20, so congrats to whoever got that post buyout. But it's interesting how crazy these promos are going for how terrible the value is in the set. It makes a bit of sense, and they have to do some of the listing, and they are the most casually demanded cards that also have past format play, where this is all modern. I do think that it is weird that a promo is above the top card in the 10 Fenrir. It's going back and forth there. But the rest of the 10's just been cooling down all week since the ban list for the most part. Since it came out, there was the huge spike, and afterwards, it's been nothing but coolant and more copies on the market. Salad got a lot of help from the ban list, and what keeps heating up is this Sunlight Wolf Ghost Rare. Nobody wants to open up Soul Burning Volcano. You have 1 per case ratio on the Ghost Rares, and this continues to just spike heavily at 6.9. Not so nice if you missed out, but nice if you were ahead of the curve and a Salmon Great fan who went, I need that, I got it early. Paying huge for you if it did. You know, Ghost Rares, it's a loved card as is, though. Medallion of the Ice Barrier, Hidden Arsenal, Chapter 1 is max rarity. It's absolutely spiked with the news of new Ice Barrier monsters and them being good relative to what they are. I haven't actually watched the combo, so I can't trash talk them or really lift them up, but be aware it's enough movement to create this buyout. And this card always was on my radar for bulk, because it only came out of Star Strike Blast before, and then finally got a reprint in Structure Deck Freezing Chains. It's the Rhoda of the archetype. It's a really good card for the archetype, and this used to always be about $1 for a longer time than it ever should have been. But Star Strike Blast, yeah. Going to Edison cards, Magical Android's been nothing but up. I remember selling these in the deals room when I was going through cards, and I actually ordered some of those card sorters too, so I could go through that pile a bit faster and more efficiently. But this is one, I think I sold them around 10 a piece for even the super rares, and they have just been stonking continuously even harder as people eat up Edison. And then you also have plant format, so this double dips into 2 of the most top 5 popular past formats that there are. Same with Alley of Justice Catastor. This apparently only had the listings at 145 recently, but more people are listing into that buyout, and you see a couple here of north of 100 or right there at. But yeah, it doesn't have the most nice looking options. You got the dual terminal one, you have the Hidden Arsenal Chapter 1 for just $1 if you'd rather, pay for the modern. They don't look exactly the same, and there is that huge dual terminal unique text here, but a buck to two's a buck to two if you're thinking this is aesthetic. And then you do have the secret rare, which does look pretty nice in my opinion, which has been up over time. DTP1, super up there at a K+. It is just crazy how people eat that one up. But yeah, like I said, Hidden Arsenal Chapter 1, yeah, use my TCG player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra. Support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying if you like that aesthetic to a degree. I was going through Duelist Nexus, and the Discord did mention that one card's lower quantities than a lot of them, and that's going to be the Runic Main, and its secret rare has less listings than all, so that tells me also maybe the quarter century rare could go. Let me know why you think this is. Just Runic hype, Runic's the stuff, like 51 listings versus every other secret rare having, towards that 100, although we do have Dark Quarter around 75. I've said that's underestimated for a while too. Very low listings for what it is. Also, I just can't emphasize it enough. I feel like Fusion Armament's gonna do something one day, but that could be player brain versus market brain. That's why I'm not a financial advisor. I don't know the future of card prices, where reprints will come in, what's going to happen, but this card just feels so good. It reminds me of Fusion Deployment, but maybe maybe it's just not good enough or going to have something pop up with it before it one day gets a Megaton reprint, right? And then finally, Colossal Fighter. Speaking of past formats, this used to be an $8 junk ulti, and I've always screamed at y'all, hey, past format utility whenever going max, and Colossal Fighter had funny moments in Dragon Ruler format and others. I remember creeping up to 20 and going, I remember this being 8, but that seems about right. I didn't see this peaking above 50 back in the day, and it's just been on pretty much a tear here. And you could see during hype times it was probably a bit higher, going back up again here. It just blows my mind how far Yu-Gi-Oh's come for certain eras, certain periods, and having actual just side events at YCSs be enough hype, along with a playmat for also other side events. Like, we're talking one giant card a year with 2 medium cards and playmats throughout being enough to drive this kind of thing within the community. Imagine if you did actual prizing at some point, Konami. Thanks for watching today's Market Watch. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation. I want to always bring my expertise where it is, sponsored or unsponsored. Y'all come first. And again, a lot of people were looking for storage solutions. That's why I led with BCW. It's, over the years, probably the #1 asked thing that I don't regularly address on Market Watch, and prices be good right now back on their stuff again.